video. Joining us now, the NAACP board member John Gaskin and the attorney Benjamin Crump. He represents Michael Brown's family. Mr. Crump, what's been the family reaction to this newly revealed video?
Well, Wolf, we believe that this is a paramount significance, not just because the construction workers were not residents of Ferguson, and not just because the construction workers were Caucasian, but because this is a recording that was taken immediately, capturing the response, the live reactions of what they had just saw, what their outrage was to what they had just witnessed. It was like a play-by-play of what just happened, and that's very important in a legal context because often you don't have what just happened. There are live reactions to what they just witnessed. And this is before any media accounts or anything. They don't even know they're being recorded. They don't know what each other's going to say, and it's being captured, and so we get their first-hand impressions, and this is significant.
You're a lawyer, Mr. Crump. Jeffrey Toobin, our senior legal analyst, also a lawyer, former prosecutor, he says there's no doubt that this video will be admissible before the grand jury that's now investigating, looking into all of this. Is there any doubt, Mr. Crump, in your mind that if there is a trial against the police officer, this video would be admissible, not admissible? What's your sense?
I think certainly it should be admissible. It is a first-hand impression of their live reactions. It's a contemporaneous recording, Wolf, and, you know, it's objective. It's not biased. It's very objective, and it gives us play-by-play what they just saw. What could be better for the trier of fact than to get a unbiased recording of what they just saw, and especially their outrage, which gives a vivid illustration of what many of the people in Ferguson are feeling by Michael Brown being executed in broad daylight after he put his hands in the air. And also important, Wolf, they said the police shot when their backs were turned, running away from them. So this is very significant.
Were you aware of the video, Mr. Crump, before it aired on CNN last night?
No, we had heard rumors of it, but we were not aware of it. And it was, for his family, it was bittersweet because it helps, we believe, them get closer to justice. But really what it was a live play-by-play reaction of their child being executed.
John Gaskin, what's been the reaction, the community reaction there in the St. Louis area?
Well, you have a lot of people here that are on our side that feel that, as Mr. Crump just mentioned, this is great. This is certainly a step in the right direction. And I believe there is a good possibility there may be more information out there that's very pertinent to this case. But for this video, if you take a close look at it, and I've got to give your network credit for getting their hands on it, as you see, these employees had their hands up in the air, almost imitating what possibly Mike Brown was doing. And so, you know, this is fresh. This was before the media gave any kind of perspective on this or anything. And so this is firsthand what people were seeing, people there that were on the ground, really what appeared to be possibly less than a couple hundred feet away from the incident and the shooting that took place. But this is great. This is a step in the right direction. There's possibly more information out there. We hope that this critical information will be used and that the jury will take this into account. But, you know, it speaks volumes that these employees were not from the city of Ferguson. They didn't know Michael Brown. They don't know the family. So they really don't have a vested interest in this. They're obviously just showing a firsthand expression of what took place. And so that's critical.
Yesterday at this time, we were talking about that effort, the protest to block the interstate there, Interstate 70. Then some protesters went over to the police station in Ferguson. Anything happening today, John?
Not that I'm aware of. As you have just seen and your network just showed, there are constant protests outside of the Ferguson Police Department, and we expect that those will remain. But as this information comes out and more information comes out, and we believe each week you've seen more information continues to come out. We want people to remain calm and to allow the system to work, but also hold people accountable and realize that we believe more information is going to come forward because there's a lot of information out there that could certainly help our side.
So far, Mr. Crump, almost all the witnesses, eyewitnesses that have come forward have had a very similar story. Have you heard of any other eyewitnesses who have a different story that they might be telling law enforcement and may eventually get to that grand jury, which is now meeting?
We haven't, Wolf, and in fact, when you really think about why this video is so important, it corroborates all those other witness accounts that he put his hand up in the air and the police kept shooting, that he was running away and the police kept shooting, and we still wait for the police report to come out telling his version of what happened. We think it's so unfair to this family and the community. It's not transparent that they still have not released anything saying why this officer killed this kid in broad daylight.
Well, we'll see what happens when that grand jury reaches a decision. I assume it'll be in the next few weeks. Benjamin Crump, thanks very much for joining us. John Gaskin, thanks to you as well.
Thank you for having me again.
Thank you.